So today we're going to start with Bob from Welding, and Bob's going to share with us some of the classes that you would take within the welding department, as well as some of the hands-on experience, and then what would qualify you to work in the welding field and maybe where you might work in different areas. Take it away, Bob.
Okay, I'm Bob, and I'm the instructor here. Welding is a 2-semester course with a certificate to the graduates. It's a total of 31 credits. There's other courses other than the welding courses themselves, and they would be career math, first year experience in healthy living, first aid CPR, and OSHA 10 safety. Them are out of the, different times of the day. Normally you're going to spend from 8:30 till 3 or 5.5 hours a day in the welding classroom or lab. The first semester consists of a welding theory 1 and welding lab 1 and basic metallurgy. So there's a little bit more involved in welding than just in the lab and striking an arc and burning rod or wire. There's a lot of technical knowledge that you have to acquire to be able to progress in the field when you go out and go to work. The more, like my son said one time, he says, the more you know, you don't have to work as hard and you get paid more, he said. That makes sense. Yeah, that's very true. And then in the second semester, the first semester, I'll back up. The first semester is the wire processes, which are in the manufacturing field mostly. We do short circuit transfer with gas metal arc. We do spray transfer with gas metal arc. We do pulse spray with gas metal arc. The pulse spray is getting very popular in the manufacturing world, and it's a good thing to know. They're all very similar, but they're a little bit different, so it takes some practice to do them. And welding is done in several positions of the flat, horizontal, vertical, and overhead positions. So, and it's best to know all of them. Not all welding processes can be done in all positions, but you need to learn the different positions to be valuable to an employer. In the second semester, you've got Welding Theory 2 and Welding Lab 2 and blueprint symbols and blueprint reading. Now, in the manufacturing world, you need to be able to read a blueprint. You need to know your math and blueprints. You got blueprint symbols, sorry. You got to be able to understand the symbols. They're just, they tell you a lot of information in just a symbol. The theory part covers all the shielded metal arc welding process and self-shielded flux core arc welding. The shielded metal arc, we do all positions, flat, horizontal, vertical, and overhead. And it's good to know them all. And at the end of our course, we have our school is a accredited test facility through the American Welding Society. And every student that completes all the coursework has the opportunity to take a certification test. And you can do it in any one of the processes or in any or all of the positions. So it's a good opportunity. We use a third-party tester. The rules are in that American Welding Society test facility that instructor can't test his own students until they've been gone and come back 6 months later. So we bring in a third-party tester, which there's a lot of credibility to that certification test because it's somebody else doing it. And it is a big jump into the world of work. Not saying you're never going to have to take your test again, but you can get in the door a lot easier. These tests we give, they have what's called continuity As long as you keep up the paperwork and send in the paperwork, they never expire. Normally, a certification test expires after 6 months if you aren't doing the process. So that, again, is an advantage because most tests would expire. If you work for one employer and go to the next, well, it don't mean anything to the employer you're going to. All of our coursework covers a wide array from manufacturing, building and construction, maintenance and repair. So a successful student has a lot of doors that open up. We've got students that have gone into the Boilermakers, ironworkers. I'm a pipe fitter myself. I haven't gotten anyone to go that way yet, but I'll work on it yet. And manufacturing, Bobcat in Bismarck here is taking them. My graduate last December, he's working at Bobcat, $24.50 an hour start. And he was here the other day and met with us, and he likes it. So that's a great thing. And that's about it.
That's really
Thanks,
good
Bob.
information, Bob. Thank you. I did have a follow-up question, if that's all right. So to my understanding, they do not need the certification from the Society of Welders to get a job, but you said it opens the door. Can you talk more about that?
A lot like Bobcat, they have their own test that they give. It's not a certification. They got they're a little more lenient. They allow some defects to go by, and that's their business. It's up to them what they want to do. But the certification, you're certifying to a welding code, and there's bukus of codes out there. So yeah, but you can go to a lot of shops, a lot of places that you don't need to be certified. And that is for the person that don't pass the certification test. I always encourage them to go out and go to work and Bobcat or wherever, and you're going to get more practice, and that's going to help you and you can come back and certify again at a later date.
So if they're out for a year, then come back, you can certify them, Bob?
Right. As long as 6 months after I'm not, they're not one of my students, then I can certify them. Yes. Yes.
Well, that helps. For the student, they know you, they know the equipment.
Right. Right. And the third party tester, we do it right here in the shop. So, they're using their same old booth or whatever. And yeah.
So that's okay. Okay. So you don't go to the union and do it in their shop?
No. It's done right here.
Okay.
In fact, the apprenticeship coordinator for the ironworkers come down here and does it. And he's poached some students from me at graduate. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's gets them in the door.
A friend of mine, he's older, but he went to Center and got certified. And they're for the iron workers or something.
That's Millwright's. Carpenter's Millwright's got their training center in Center.
Yeah, that's he's a carpenter. He's a carpenter welder. Yep.
Mhm.
No, he's welding in part.
Yeah, and one of my students that he poached called me about a week ago, and he's down in Florida going to work. So not a bad place to spend the winter,
That's good to hear.
Yep.
We hear a lot at United Tribes about the simulators in the welding program. Would you talk to us about that, Bob?
I forgot all about the simulators. I'm sorry. Yes, we have weld simulators, which is a very valuable training tool. They're a lot quicker, and they tell you exactly what you're doing wrong. And when you get through making the weld, they'll tell you what was wrong, what you did wrong. And then they also have cues that you can turn on for every one of the categories of the things that you could do wrong. So you can redo that weld with that cue, and you can hone your skill on that, and then pick the next lowest score you got and hone that skill and work your way up. Because you run them through, and all you do is hit a button when you're done, and you got a new coupon to work on. So it's a lot quicker, a lot easy. It's like having an instructor, you know, standing there and telling you what you did wrong. You get a graphic on it. You get, you can do it. It does a demo for you on the screen to show you how to do the weld. And then after you get done doing the weld, you can replay what you did and see what you did wrong. And so it's a money saver for the college, and it's a time saver for the student. It accelerates the program quite a bit. We use it. You're graded on it. That all goes in the grade book. It grades you, the student, but it's a good tool, very good tool.